Я сейчас дома буду у этой у бабы.
What can I do for you, sir?
Mrs. Sanders, I'm a private detective. We must talk about your husband and his ties to Sarah Hawkins. Can I come in?
You may. However, before we go any further, please know that my husband died yesterday.
That is precisely what brings me here.
Well, well, look who's here.
Сейчас лицом.
You know each other. Our paths crossed, briefly. The brave detective has a talent
Да,
for sticking his
пересекались с
nose
ней
into
во
my
второй главе.
business.
I bump into her every time I'm investigating someone's death.
It's a small island, detective. My island. It's better that it's you bumping into me. You're investigating Francis' death. Why? Who hired you?
I spoke to Francis before he died. His story suggests a link to a case I'm working on.
Well, since this business has got nothing to do with me, I'll be in your husband's office, Irene. We'll carry on later. Very well, Miss Baker.
Да, стоит
This
лучше
way,
вообще не
Mr.
разговаривать.
Pierce. And do make yourself comfortable. It would seem that you have much to tell me. May I inquire as to when you had the opportunity to talk to my husband?
Yesterday, I met him at the hospital. He spoke to me about Sarah Hawkins.
Oh, of course he spoke to you about her. That's all he talked about.
Что за
Sarah
картина-то?
Hawkins and her paintings.
Что у них такое, а? Она рассказывай быстро.
Please forgive my tone. The fact is that I have not been allowed to see him since he was interned. You, on the other hand, a perfect stranger, were able to see him and even talk with him the day he died. How was he? Were you present when he had this attack? What happened?
А, про этого говорит.
He started raving, screaming that a dimensional shambler had found him.
Oh, mercy, that story again. Why have him interned?
That was when he began to convulse and twist with pain. Or terror, it's hard to tell.
Чё это?
I beg your pardon?
I'm not really sure of what I saw, or what I didn't see.
Что
But
я
it's best
качает?
you weren't there.
I should have been there. What you're telling me is outrageous. I need to understand. How could this happen? In a reputed institute? And right before your eyes? Did you not do anything to help him?
Вот красноречие мне доступно. А, нет, доступно.
Mrs. Sanders, I understand your grief, and I extend my deepest condolences to you. But I had nothing to do with the death of your husband. I've just arrived on Darkwater. I'm investigating the death of the Hawkins family.
The death of the Hawkins family? You mean it was not an accident? This accursed island knows only tragedy after tragedy. You too would be advised to flee it like the plague. Oh, I'm tired, Mr. Pierce. I would be grateful if you could tell me what you expect of me, and then leave.
Так я пришел, то зачем? Так. Ладно, какая-то мне неинтересно, но тут лучше.
How did you come to meet Sarah Hawkins?
Откуда вы
We were the
познакомились?
wealthiest and most influential families on Darkwater. Of course we would know each other. And when Charles returned from Europe with his sweet little artist, she and his sinister paintings were destined to catch my husband's eye. He bought many of her works over the last 5 years. They adorn his...
Конечно, тоже интересно
May I
послушать.
ask you what Miss Baker is doing here?
My business with Miss Baker is private,
Вас не
Mr. Pierce.
касается.
But you do know what kind of business Miss Baker is in.
I am no fool. Please believe that much at least.
А, вот.
Did your husband talk to you about Sarah Hawkins'
Про гость
visit?
Сары Хокинс, бродягу.
Shambler, to use his precise terms.
Well, you can't imagine that's all he talked about. It's exhibited at the center of the gallery. No better place for the painting that endowed him with the privilege of such a shameful and miserable end to his life.
Hold on. The Shambler is a painting by Sarah Hawkins.
Who else to paint such horrors? Take a look.
It is my only lead at this stage.
Then you have paid no. For my part, I refuse to set foot in that gallery again. But if you're so eager to see it, I would urge you to make the most of your visit. Because I count on ridding myself of that thing as soon as I can.
Thank you, Mrs. Sanders. I won't be long.
Так, пойду чекать.
The day the Shambler came into the Sanders' lives.
А здесь живой надо расследовать преступление. Что-то не нравится.
Frances Sanders and Sarah Hawkins were close. Friends, even? Sanders' accession register. He wrote beside the Shambler. Finally. What did Sarah Hawkins fear so much that she didn't want to sell the painting?
Не хотела продавать картину.
A house of artists. A house of artists. He finally won. Was Sanders aware of his imminent doom? She first refused to sell the painting. Was she jealous of Sarah Hawkins? The Shambler. I need to see it.
Посмотрите бродягу. На каком этаже? На втором, да? Или где здесь?
That's twice you've stepped on my toes, detective. Try not to make a habit.
I've got a lot of bad.
Some can be more fatal than others. What have you come looking for in this?
Эту галерею.
Another painting by Sarah Hawkins. One connected to the...
What a surprise.
Какой сюрприз, я слушаю.
And you. What brings you to the Sanders home?
I'm here on business. Irene asked me to liquidate all these paintings. She doesn't intend to hang around here for long.
Why you?
Believe it or not, there aren't many collectors on Darkwater. It needs someone, a choice that comes down to Fitzroy and me. And I'm far...
The strange Amerindian pendant. I could use one of those.
Снотворное нашел я. Книги. Опа, ключик. От галереи.
Another volume of the Reverend's wife's diary. Strange. For months, Sarah Hawkins refused to part with her painting, to finally give it away for nothing.
Он ничего не скажет, если я зайду? Ага. Вот картина. Здесь должна быть. Вот это вот не нас.
These artifacts date from pre-Columbian times. The man transformed an entire wing of his manor into an art gallery.
Может, еще интересненькое найду, подождите. Зачем? Ой, могу спрятаться здесь. Не просто так сюда, значит, поставили. Что-то будет. Что-то мычит. Бери нож уже. Ладно. Что это пасть? Опа. Фух. Да, это жестко. Чужой ты или это? Опа, кстати, это отсылка может быть к этому. К чужому. Ой, лапы, конечно, у него.
What the hell was that?
Блять, ты что ж ты?
Maybe I can use this dagger.
Какую-то метку найти, может это есть подходящий кинжал какой-нибудь.
Damn it! This dagger didn't work.
Блять, какая-то...
Damn it!
Может, не
I have to use
входит.
a specific dagger.
Нет. Спрячь. А я тебя отсюда брал уже. О, вот он. Ход нашел, нет? Нет, не так вышло. Все, поехали. Ой, блядь. Урод. Не, иди сам к своим дружкам. Да, трешь ты ему руку, блядь. Фу. Я чуть не оглох. Какую-то миссию проходил. О, блядь, что-то больше будет еще.
What's the matter with you?
Пришла.
You sure you won't be needing that hand? You're losing it, detective. At this rate, you're right. The bottle will get you before I do.
Бутылка.
You didn't see anything.
I saw you within an inch of putting a dagger through your forearm. Did I miss something more interesting?
Так, что, расскажем ей, наверное? Хрен знает. Вот вне этого оккультизма я бы ей высказал бы все. Ну да, это я понял.
I was attacked by a creature. I pushed it back, I think.
I think
Да
so too.
она не поверит, забей.
You knew about the beast.
What are you talking about? Think yourself lucky that I saved your hand, even if it was to save my goods.
You mean me?
Don't flatter yourself, sweetheart. I'm talking about the contents of this gallery. And by the way, where do you think you're going with that dagger?
It saved my life. It's an extraordinary dagger.
You should talk to Algernon Drake. He's an antique dealer here on Darkwater. He'll tell you all about it. From what I saw in the ledgers, it was him who sold it to Sanders.
It's not your style to give me free information like that.
Take it as payment for being my canary. A simple trade-off. Now go see your antique seller. I still got things to settle with Irene.
Что не знает, по-любому. Знаем мы таких. Вот еще стоит, блядь, уже реноид. Пойду-ка я отсюда нахуй. О, может еще одну пройдем. О, что случилось? Давай, спокойной ночи. Потом увидишь по повтору на ютубе.
Where is the bookseller?
Произошло. Опа. Следы, кто-то убежал.
Another volume of the Reverend's wife's diary.
Походим, все поищем. Все обнаружим.
Freud's The Interpretation of
Книжки
Dreams.
собираю. Эту коллекцию
It's the
очень.
work that laid the foundations of psychoanalysis at the beginning of this century.
Да, Кость, я сейчас еще вот сейчас доиграем. Буквально 10-15 минут, все. Тоже пойду спать. Надо доиграть, просто это интересная игра. Че, я зря покупал за 1500? В скобочках с торрента. Так. Смотрите, книжный магазин. Здесь произошло убийство, а я тут ищу томы, хожу, книжечки. медицинские. Ну, и, кстати, это полезно, потому что я смогу прокачать талант. Вот сейчас у меня доступно что-нибудь. Вот 3 доступно, могу навыки вот, улучшать только с помощью этих предметов. Что, не нашел еще ничего? Так, значит, что мне нужна психология. Будем максить. Так. Ничего не найду здесь больше, наверное. Чё? Ага. Так, все, пойду. Продавец. Тут
What happened here?
что тут произошло? Все. Погружаемся.
Let's start over. Where did they break in from?
Так, как проник сюда.
Blood. Seems like amateur work.
Ага. Вот так вот, снаружи. Здесь что-то мигало или нет, ничего не было? Че он сюда подошел?
No sign of struggle. If the burglar smashed this jar, it wasn't intentionally. Was he hurt then? Someone tall left this footprint. A man, probably.
Ага. Так. Так, что ты здесь делал, да? Признавайся.
What killed all these animals?
Фу, жуки какие-то.
What sort of thief leaves his tools at the crime scene?
Инструмент.
What happened that made the burglar flee before finishing his work?
Что произошло? Не до конца узнавал.
What the? Charles Hawkins?
Чего? Тут самый осьминог?
What sort of power did Sarah Hawkins' painting possess?
Ага.
Sarah Hawkins helped hide something in the safe. Drake put in a great deal of effort to hide whatever is in here. Everything is linked to the Sarah Hawkins case.
Сюда тоже выходим, а то сейчас в это реале. Так. Ой, только вот не вот это вот. Помню, тоже в первой части были эти сейфы, так я их и не открыл.
Drake left instructions on how to find the combination of his safe.
Ого, вон. И так. Имущество. В сейфе. Подсказки. Комбинация содержится на 3 цилиндрах. Пронумерован. Так.
What a strange amulet.
Странный амулет.
I have a feeling I'd better not touch it.
Ага, что-то я пропустил, кстати, походу. Здесь нету. Так, книжки. Так, не то.
Is everyone on this island taking sleeping pills? What link did he find between Charles Hawkins and an old amulet?
Так, вообще мне нужны цилиндры. Если я буду открывать сейф. Бумажку я взял. Где бумажка? Откройте сейф. Цилиндрический медальон. Так, ладно, пойдем пока.
Arkham editions. How many volumes are there in this collection? Another volume by Arkham editions. Arkham editions.
Че я на эти книги так?
How many volumes are there in this collection? Another volume by
Все
Arkham
прокликаем.
editions.
Все прокликаем книжки.
What does this strange book contain? This book contains unholy knowledge.
Опа. Это что, недоступно? Что-то нашел.
Cylinders that Drake tried to
Цилиндр
hide.
нашел.
I
Третий,
should
второй.
perhaps listen to them.
Стоит послушать. В смысле, я могу их посмотреть? Ага, вот нашел. Молот тварей. А, все три нашел. И чё? Ну-ка. Ничего не слышу, не? Так. Ага, какие-то цифры написаны. 10 042. И чё, как мне их вписывать сюда? И поставить 342. Нет. Нет, я видел. А, подожди. One, two, three. Давай. Это, скорее всего, просто название этих. Это уже one, two, three. Нет. Сейчас, подожди. Надо еще поискать кое-что. А, вот прослушать можно чуть-чуть. Так.
And these red rocks, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets. I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny. Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them.
Так, короче, про вторую это про шахматы что-то было сказано.
The queen has little protection. The chalice of knowledge.
And these red rocks, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it.
Можешь.
I am willing to pay to know its secrets.
Странный. Можно вот что попробую. Нет, не хочешь.
The chalice of knowledge.
Пытаться рассмотреть. Ну, это я понял, да.
The queen has little protection.
Вот три пешки лежат. Да, где вот я найду сейчас, где это там? Сейчас, 2, 3. Где? А.
So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message. What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message. What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about. What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message. What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message. What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about. What did Drake say about this collection?
А, да, ну и что здесь? Так, что здесь кошмар миксел. Блин, дали какую-нибудь бумажку, блин, с кодом. Ну, может быть. Ну, одна только. А, ну вот, сейчас.
And these red rocks, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets. I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny.
Ну, типа, у Паши пешки, их всего 3.
Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them.
Допустим, 9, 9, 3.
And these
И
red
здесь
rocks,
что?
like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets.
Какие-то
And these red rocks,
красные
like
капли.
precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets.
The chalice of
Ну,
knowledge.
только вот это, ну. Сейчас. Раз, два, 4, 5. 5 камней. Так, ладно, буду пытаться. 9, 3, 5 только если. Да. Пять. Там у нас было. Опа. Изи. Изи. Спасибо, пацаны. Было нелегко. Угу. Да, я тоже. Блин, в этой игре все зеленое просто. Вот какие-то эффекты все зеленые, все.